So I stood there as best I could as I don't have any legs. Gave her the nod and I flipped her over. Wait. Oh no. Aaron's messed up again. Cue the intro.
So welcome back to the channel. This week is going to be a tester for me, and I don't mean sitting an exam. Nope, this week I'm going to make a man out of wire, just using normal garden wire, well apart from that one which was the drain cleaner, and some bouncing marbles that aren't so bouncy. So without further ado, we tackle the first vital component of this build, which is the not so bouncy rubber ball. I chose a rubber ball simply because I would be able to put holes into it, so then I could spear the wire in and it would have a better purchase. So what I'm doing is just wrapping some wire around the head. No real plan at this moment in time, just trying to see if the theory would actually work, and yes it does. So used a bit more thick wire just as the body of the wire man. We'll call him the wire man for now. I can't think of anything better actually. So my theory was I would use some of the thicker drain cleaner wire to act as the body, but when I started building it and building up the layers of the body, I realised that it was kind of pointless. But hey ho, I make these mistakes so you don't have to. So the plan at this stage is the wire is going to be the body. Yeah, simple, easy, and I just wanted to see if I could actually make one. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping wire in various thickness stages, just to bulk him out a little bit, and then decide that he's going to need some sort of like fingery claws. So I'm just going to start cutting down some wire and then wrap that around, using a bit of super glue just along the way just to help me out, just to make some claws. And there are the claws, and because he's made of wire, everything will be secured by lots more wire. And I know what you're thinking, and yes I did, many times. This wire is sharp and I should have worn gloves. Again, I make the mistakes so you don't have to.
Like the mistake at the start of the video. Geez, I thought you were a semi-professional at this video making thing by now.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is George, and he's resident of the videos at the moment. Say hello, George.
No, I don't want to.
Well, suit yourself if you don't want to say anything to your fans, apart from that one fan, but we won't talk about that one.
Oh, the one that said to dump me in the chats. Everyone's a critic. Some people don't like change. You could always watch the build while on mute.
That is correct. Or you could play your favourite Pink Floyd song while looking at some of the videos. Now there's a thought. Anyway, back to the build. So as you can see, got the basic shape. It actually stands freestanding without the aid of any cocktail sticks or any trickery or glue sticking into the base. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to give him some dreadlocks because I thought the back of his head looked a bit bare. So again, just drilling the hole, pushing the wire in, bit of super glue, job done. Now the wire man's going to look pretty boring without some sort of diorama to go with it. So XPS foam. All I did was, as you can see, I'm just going to make a little diorama for it. So I'm just going to cut out some XPS foam, and then I was thinking making some columns because the wire man was like a gatekeeper or something. Yeah, my mind goes a little bit too far sometimes.
Oh, you're telling me. Like the day you told me you were going to build a BD1 for the 4th of May.
Oh yeah, there's still plenty of time to build one of those. And here's something for the viewers. If you want to get involved in anything for the May the 4th be with you, if you want to build something, build it, send me pictures, and I'll show it on the channel on the day of my build. How's that for you? Now, back to the build. What I've done, as you can see, I've made 3 columns, and all I've done is just painted them with black acrylic, and then I'm just going to use a grey dry brush just to bring out the highlights. And then once I've done the grey, I'm going to go over with a very light dusting of green, and then to make everything stand out, probably a little bit of brown as well, just to give it some sort of texture and dull the greyness down. Then for the markings in the stone, it's just a bright red that I'm just lightly applying, just to highlight the letters. And then to top everything off, a little bit of PVA glue, and then I'm just going to sprinkle some scenic grass over it, and that's it, job done. Stick it to the base, and yeah, that's how I made the Wire Man with a diorama. Now, you probably can't see it in this shot, but I could see that I'd made a slight calculated error with the paint, so around the columns. So what I did was I just covered all that up with some scenic grass. Now for the Wire Man, it's just quite simply a dry brush of clay, and then I'm going to hit it with some brown and then some grey just to give it the highlights. Then I let it dry, and I was thinking, yep, it's missing something. So painted his massive eye, I guess, like an aqua blue, just to give everything a little bit of a contrast and to bring out the his eyeball. Then I had an idea. George, give me a hand.
Dude, I don't swing that way.
No, neither do I. Now just give me a hand, stop struggling. Won't hurt. I'm not going to take anything else off you. I just need a bit of your robe.
I'd expect flowers and a meal before I start taking anything off, weirdo.
I just need a piece of your robe. So I got a piece of robe, and then just put it around the Wire Man just to make it look like rags. And then once that was done, on to the glamour shots.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So, George, what did we learn today?
Well, I learnt I need to wear more clothes and you need to get out more man. Attacking a poor defenseless skeleton like that.
Oh, will you stop whining? Say good night, George.
Good night, George. Keep scratching that build.